Skating Podcast for the week of November 3rd to November 9th. We're in November, very, very, very much into November. And there are more things to talk about. I mean, I was saying the other week that we don't have enough news of the week, and now we have, again, way too much news of the week. Hi, Michelle.
Plenty. Hi, Jackie. Plenty of news.
Plenty of news. Okay, let's start with a couple of easy ones to get out of the way. Laurence Fournier Baudry got her French citizenship. That was no surprise to anybody. So she and Guillaume Cizeron are now cleared for what is an imminent spot at the Olympics.
Well, not quite. They have to do the IOC release. Like Canada has to agree to release her because she competed at the last Olympics for Canada. It's like an IOC thing.
They didn't do that yet. Okay.
Oh, actually, I don't know. I haven't heard that they've done it, so I assumed it hasn't been done, but maybe it has. And we just don't know.
I just assumed that was all done and dusted already.
I assume it will be, but
yeah. Well, either way, French citizenship done. And then there are a couple of things that we had for another citizenship thing. We talked about this a few weeks ago, where Anastasia Golubieva has not been allowed to travel outside of Australia because of citizenship things. Now, Michelle and I are not citizenship experts, although, Michelle, you are a lawyer, but different kind of lawyer. So she hasn't been able to travel outside Australia, and so they had to withdraw from both their Grand Prix events. But they are in the Warsaw Cup entries. And that's this week, right? This coming week, Warsaw Cup. So
maybe she got it.
Maybe she got the citizenship, or maybe there was like you have to stay in Australia for like a total of X number of months in a row without leaving kind of thing. I don't know. It's November, so I guess the last time they were at competition was in March. 9 months, maybe it's a 9-month period. No, actually, no, it's still not 9 months because it was end of March. Anyway, I have nothing to speculate about, but we'll see if they are there this week. So that's citizenship stuff. Now, Skate America stuff. We got Skate America coming up this week in Lake Placid. Michelle and I will be
going up the mountain.
Going up the mountain.
There's already snow on the ground.
It takes so long to get to. Michelle, you might as well just go to Japan. The amount of time you're spending.
I know.
So Skate America pairs a couple of notable items. Bakary Guarise out, assuming that is still the injury that Lucrezia Bakary has, which is very unfortunate. And then fairly late breaking news, which is Audrey Shin and Balazs Nagy, who were assigned to Skate America, are now not listed anymore. And Emily Chan and Spencer Howe, who just competed last week, actually they both competed just last week, are in. So
it's interesting because Shin and Nagy literally just won the Free Skate at Challenge Cup, and they were second overall, like yesterday.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, both of them competed this past weekend, and one of them was much farther.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
Yeah, no, I mean we haven't heard a peep from anybody else yet. We've only seen it in the results. So I don't know if I'll see if I can get any other news while we're at it. So that's Skate America news. And then there were three smaller competitions, international competitions that were happening. The Denkova Savitsky Cup was going on.
Let me guess. Alexandra Fagan won it for like the 12th year in a row.
She was definitely leading in the short program. I do not have the latest of the latest there. So that's one. Ice Challenge was happening, which we will talk about in a little bit more depth. And then Volvo Open Cup, or Volvo Cup Open, one of those. It's an open competition. It's also a cup. That happened. And the one that was very interesting coming out of that one is we talked about this last week with Estonia and what their qualification or selection process is like for the Olympics. Arlet Levandi got a 230 something, 235, which is not quite as high as what Alexander Selevko did at Skate Canada, but still good to see him getting a good score. Like we'll see how it all shakes out. But these international events for the Estonians are going to continue to be a nail biter for the two Selevko brothers and Arlet Levandi.
And they need 2 scores. So,
And they need
Alexander Selevko needs another one.
yes,
He's got one really good one. We need another one.
he does have one other one, doesn't he? He was at Cranberry Cup. It wasn't a good one though. I think
Yeah.
it was pretty low.
When I tallied it up before he skated at Skate Canada, he was 3rd out of the 3 of them. And the Skate Canada score is definitely going to put him up there. But
Right.
if the other 2 hit some good numbers,
He
it
needs,
would be very good for him to have a second one.
yeah, he needs something else.
Just get it buttoned up.
Yeah. So there's that, and Josephine Tyegaard skated a clean short program at Volvo Cup.
Josephine, good for her.
She ended up second in the event. Ida Karhunen ended up winning that one. So that's Volvo Cup. But I want to take a look at Ice Challenge real quick in Austria. The reason for that is the return of Gabrielle Daleman.
Let's go, Gabby.
Gabby Daleman wins the women's
Crushed it.
event,
Yeah.
181.04. That is, I think, the highest score any Canadian woman has put out there this season.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I don't think she had the
International competition.
highest short program of any Canadian
Maddie,
woman, but she had the
Maddie
highest.
had a higher
Yeah.
short program. Yep.
Yeah, but she had the highest overall.
So that's a big one for sure. I mean, it was great to see her back. It was great to see her looking generally pretty consistent. I mean, consistency was never a thing for her when she was even in her prime. So she's going to need all of that, especially given the sort of volatility of the Canadian women and the potential of really 3 of them, if you count Kaya Ryder, 4 of them in what they could possibly do. So Gabby Daleman gets that win. Kaya Ryder second, 172. So she skated pretty well. Olga Mikutina, 169. I really wish Olga Mikutina could get her jumps rotated because she's such a great skater. Great basics, great everything. She just squeaks those jumps around. And then more Canadians in the men's event.
That was some Canadian surprises in there.
There were some
Grace
Canadians.
and Long.
I mean, there were American surprises.
Yeah.
There were Canadian surprises.
Yes,
Max
there were.
Naumov,
With a
It's-
92 in
Oh.
the short programs.
so good. You got to go watch that short program. It is such it. I've been saying all season that he's been more prepared this season than he has in the past. He's not popping jumps as much. He's not doing, he's landing stuff that he should be landing, and then he's landing the harder stuff at greater consistency, which showed through here. 246.70 for him here. If you're an American man looking for the 3rd spot, and you're scoring over 240 in international competition, you should be feeling pretty good about it. And that's like, really, it is him, it is Tomoki Hiwatashi, it is Andrew Torgashev, and it is maybe even a little bit of Jacob Sanchez. But those 4,
I mean, I want to say I don't think Torgashev has hit that this year, has he?
I think he did. I might be wrong. This is us doing our...
He got to 239 at Nebelhorn.
There we go. So close. 240-ish. Looking at the season's best. Yeah, 239 at Nebelhorn. Tomoki was 245. So Tomoki, we were talking about when was that? China, Cup of China, we were talking about that as the third best international score for the American men, and now Maxim Naumov with the 246. So just right above. And obviously this is a different caliber kind of event, and you would usually expect the Grand Prix to be a little bit stricter in scoring. So I would put all of those three, right? Those three, 246, 245, 239, they're like in similar ballparks. So it's going to be a nail biter for the national event. Jacob Sanchez gets silver. The first time he skated two strong programs internationally, 235.89. And then what you were talking about, Michelle, Grayson Long getting third over the return of Keegan Messing to international competition. And Keegan didn't skate badly. He hit a quad toe in the free skate. He did some good stuff, but like one, not consistent yet. The jumps are still there, but he doesn't have the full range of consistency. And then two, I think we were talking about this earlier in the season when he was at Dallas Open and got these like ginormous component scores. Internationally, his component scores are much more in line with what we're expecting, which is still 7s and 8s, especially given the mistakes that he's making. So the intrigue.
Yeah. Canadian Nationals is going to be a really interesting competition.
For once. It just feels like Canadians for the past few seasons has been like, we know who's going to win. Yeah, exactly. And then this time around, you're right. It's going to be very interesting. I'm just going to round out the dance and pairs event. In dance, Peyton Bai win pretty comfortably. And then in pairs, this was also the interesting one. Lou and Bedard, Chelsea Lou, Ryan Bedard, who has been sort of the like complete unknown quantity this season because they are a completely new pair, beats Audrey Shin and Balazs Naj by just over 2 points, 181.60 to 179.25. So they were pretty close in all intents and purposes. They were basically tied-ish, right? 2 points is not that much. And Campanelli Zaroff of Canada get the bronze. That was Ice Challenge. The intrigue, that was Ice Challenge.
Yeah.
The comeback of Canadians, that was Ice Challenge.
Canadian comeback. Let's
Fun
go.
times. Well, that was news of the week for this first full week of November of 2025. Welcome to the Rocker Skating Podcast. We are 4 Grand Prix into the Grand Prix season now, and I feel a little bit better now that we have gotten through the 2 overnight competitions.
Yeah, seriously.
Hi, Michelle. How are you feeling?
Hi, Jackie. I'm feeling well rested, and I hope you are too.
I am. I mean, that's the beauty of a Grand Prix competition finishing at 7:30 a.m. on a Saturday is that I basically slept all weekend.
Yeah.
I literally had people calling me being like, so are we having lunch today? And I'm like,
Nope.
No, I am closing the blinds. I'm putting on my eye mask and I am sleeping. And I woke up at 11 o'clock today. I felt like such a slob.
Yeah. That sounds wonderful. I spent all of Saturday catching up on the events that I slept through, and Friday too. But it felt good to be completely caught up with everything by Saturday, like late afternoon. It was beautiful.
Well, I will say, this competition, this was much more, I would say, much more of what you would expect in a normal season's Grand Prix event. It's not that it was poorly skated. It was just that it was kind of an average run-of-the-mill Grand Prix. And for the most part, it wasn't the like fireworks that we had over the last 3 weeks. And in some ways, I'm okay with that. But also in some ways, I was in the middle of the night being like, oh no, another fall. But you know what you were saying at the beginning? I got
I
my reward right at the
Yeah, you
end.
got your reward staying up all that night. The very last performance was Cowrie's incredible free skate. It
Oh,
was worth it.
Cowrie.
I was so jazzed after that. I watched all the way through the award ceremony. Did you watch through the award ceremony when you were watching live to see
No,
Midori Ito?
I definitely did not, but I saw all the Midori Ito
Yeah,
stuff afterwards.
I
What a
loved
legend.
Midori. That was so
Legends
cute.
with legends.
Yeah.
There was somebody on Twitter who posted a kiss and cry reaction video of Midori Ito, and she has that same like double-handed like super happy
Aw,
wave that
yeah.
Kari Sakamoto has.
Aw.
Legends, all of them, both of them. Okay, we're gonna start like we
All
did
right.
for the preview with a little bit of ice dance.
All right.
Let's start there. The return of the Shibutanis. Take it
Okay.
away.
We're going to start with that.
Take it away, Michelle.
Okay, so it was interesting to see them. I guess practices are closed at NHK, so the only snippet we got was a little video the ISU posted of them just very briefly in their rhythm dance. Um, yeah, it was very interesting to see them. I thought that their rhythm dance was really well built, and I liked the edit that they had. They had a lot of different music, but I thought it worked really well together. I thought the choreography was great. Like I was excited to see a Zueva rhythm dance, and I liked it a lot. I think that they look fit, like they are very trained, and they look in shape. They were able to get through the programs. That said, I think they need a lot more time in competition with these. It very much looked like this was their first competition in a long time. I felt like they were pretty slow and just lacking the finesse that I think we remember them having. I felt like their turns were not clean and they weren't clear. And they were a team that really could kind of like I don't know, kind of get deep into their knees when they would compete and sort of like filled out those elements. I felt like that wasn't there. And there was I don't know, like a finesse that I expected from them that wasn't there. And I think they were sort of known for their finesse and their sort of like in your face delivery and competition, especially in rhythm dances. They were always playing, hamming it up with the audience. I feel like they were trying to do that, but the difference between what we remember and what we saw was really distinct. Um, on the free dance side, oh, you want to go ahead on the rhythm? Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, so I had a different take on that because
Yeah.
I often found the performance of you know pre retirement
Mm-hmm.
Shibutanis to be a little bit staged. Like they
Mm-hmm.
never let it go. In a lot, and there were very few programs where I was like, oh yeah, you are performing outside of your body as opposed to they're performing what they're supposed to perform, and they're going to give you some faces and they're going to give you a little bit of this and that, but it wasn't it was kind of like when we were talking about Piper and Paul doing
Mm-hmm.
Supermodel, right? It was very proper.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the kind of thing that I had come to expect from them. And there were a couple of times like Coldplay in 2016 at
Mm-hmm.
Worlds, right? Like where they really just like were performing out of their skin.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually thought the performance quality of that rhythm dance was more in the line of them getting out of their skin. And I liked seeing that from them. But to your point about the precision and the cleanness of stuff, right? You
Mm-hmm.
really saw it at the beginning of their free dance where they had more time, they had slower pacing, it was more deliberate where those first two elements, the I think it was the 1 foot and
The
their
midline
their
and the
their
1 foot
midline,
turns.
they were beautifully done in the free
Well,
dance. I thought
I'd say I agree with you on the midline. I feel like on the 1 foot turns, you could see them starting to tighten up. And that's a new element. They've never competed that element
yeah.
before. Um, the free dance was really, I had a lot of questions. I wondered about their packaging, first of all. I felt like it was different than we had seen in the past. And I wondered what especially they had a very like much more natural look. I wondered if that was like intentional, if that was a, I don't know, some kind of choice. Like we're coming here just like naked. Like this is just us stripped down. Um, the the Coldplay program, it felt like a husk of what we remember. It was just there was sort of like an emptiness to it, and then their delivery, I felt like they brought emotion to it, but the sophistication of what they were actually doing in their elements and in between their elements was so, I felt almost diluted, or it just, I didn't feel like an inspiration in it. I didn't feel like there was like creative connection between everything. It was sort of like a gala program in a way, and I it didn't challenge me. I don't know, as the viewer. It was just interesting. I
Yeah.
kind of felt like it was like watching a team that was doing one of their signature programs in a gala. Um, it wasn't like an attack. Like I didn't feel like they were out here like we're fighting for something with this.
I think that some of the restrictions of the elements, the
Mhm.
restrictive free dance, right? Like the
Mhm.
you know the I thought the most jarring thing was them having to do a character step,
Mhm.
and I felt like that. Like I, in general, I feel like character steps sort of stop the flow of the program because you have to
Kill it
like
with fire.
we're gonna go to the
Oh
other side of
yeah.
the boards and then we're gonna
Yeah.
pose and then we're gonna do all these things and there are some that are choreographed really well with the actual program and within the elements and then there's some that are very you feel it. You're like, oh,
Mm.
it's like in gymnastics when you're like on like women's floor exercise and you go and like stand on the corner and wait to do your double layout and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, the double layout is coming, right? Like and here is like,
Yeah.
oh, the character step is coming.
Yeah.
Versus like I there are some successful ones. I'm
Mhm.
that's part of the IJS that I think people hate is that
Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. I think the character step should be an optional choreographic element like the other choreographic elements are.
yeah.
But that's just me. Actually, I think they should completely remove it from the rules. But, I'm offering a midway point cuz clearly somebody likes it.
I'm one of those people who would love to have the judges spread around the rink so that they are not performing to one side of the room,
Mhm.
basically, you know? But yeah, no, the character stuff has always been a little bit weird. And what I was saying about the thing that people hate about IJS is
Mhm.
because the IJS is like filled with things that at some point somebody did really well and they were like why don't we bring it in and like get everybody to do it and then it's like the first time it was done well because it was done with intention
Yeah.
and then if you make it an element or if you make it a feature of something or if you make it whatever right that's why we see all these like random cartwheels coming out of
Mhm.
spins that don't make any sense because it's like somebody at some point did a very cool transition out of a spin and it's like let's encourage more of that but then if you make it a feature then it becomes a numbers game and everybody has to do that no matter what it is that they're trying to do with the music so the intention is there like somebody at some point did a really cool thing down
Mhm.
the short side of the ice and it looked like it was going to be great and now everybody's doing the same like short thing and it's like no so yeah I think I do think of the two programs the rhythm dance is much more creative much more
Mhm.
of an interesting vehicle the free dance we'll see how it grows I mean as you said this is like literally their first time doing anything here
I
so
want to see these programs after they do like 6 competitions.
which will not happen because they're not doing
Yeah.
six competitions. I mean, they've got what do they have left? They have a another
Finlandia
Grand Prix. Yep, they have Finlandia in two
and then
weeks,
nationals.
nationals, and then what else? Right?
Yeah.
We will
You can't
see.
go to Warsaw cuz it's right in between. It's like
Golden
um
Spin.
yeah, they should go to Golden Spin.
Everybody loves Golden Spin because it's the same
Yeah.
weekend as Grand Prix final, and it's basically
Mhm.
like keep people prepared for the Grand Prix
Mhm.
final in case they, in case they
Mhm.
get there.
Yeah. I was pleased to see that the Shibutanis were judged fairly and not held up. I think that they were scored. I thought the scoring at this event was pretty good in general. I thought that they were scored accurately for what they delivered. I was a little disturbed to see the U.S. judge put them second in the rhythm dance
with
ahead of
with
the
80
other
points.
ahead of the other two American teams, especially ahead of Green Parsons, who skated so well in the
They
rhythm
did.
dance.
They did.
Um, oh, okay. That said, I did say that I agreed with the scoring here for the most part. I was a little flummoxed with the calls on the step sequences that Green Parsons received here because they have such clean turns and their steps are so clean. And it was so interesting because Mark Henready was doing the world feed and he's an ice dancer and he would call it like two or three really nice turns in this and then it would pop up level one. Like, no, you're wrong, caller.
Yeah.
I
What?
was also really happy for Wolf Kostin Sarevsky, who I finally made a prediction that came true. I finally did. They were fifth. They were ahead of the Shibutanis in both segments, which I thought was a really good judging. And they had an awesome Grand Prix debut. They
They
skated
did.
so well. Their free dance went in, no reviews. Not one element was reviewed. They've done great work.
On the point of turns in
Mm-hmm.
step sequences, the thing
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes you don't see in and you and I talked about this like when we're live in person.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that you don't see on video sometimes is the sort of weight transfer that happens when you skip when you jump a turn.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes the jumping of the turn, and for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, when you do a turn, the lobes are supposed to be continuous with the exception of
Mm-hmm.
the cusp when the turn actually happens. And when you jump a turn, you technically don't end up having that cusp. And so you're
Yeah.
basically jumping and it's very subtle. And oftentimes you don't even notice it in real time because it's so quick. But when you jump a turn, usually that happens because your upper body is way too far, like way too far
Yeah.
out of the lobe such that your lower body can't keep up with the upper body, and so the lower body has to basically take that jump to make it to the other turn without it to make it to the other lobe without actually making a mistake. So it could have been that I wasn't paying attention that closely to the turns, but I agree with you. In general they did look very strong.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, like for the most part, the calling for this ice dance event was pretty strict.
Yeah. Super strict. And I love to see it. I just want to be able to understand
Yeah,
it. The Italians, Guinard and Fabri, they did their modified rhythm dance. It had a different piece of music, a different Backstreet Boys song instead of "Show Me the Meaning of Being Lonely," and
thank
it
God,
worked much better.
so
It
much
was like,
better.
yeah, the pace was good. I thought they skated really well. I thought they were great in both programs. It was good to see their scores come up a bit. Charlene had a practice accident. She
Oh
ran into
God,
the Japanese team, and
yep,
she had a wrap on her wrist, I think, in warm up and practice. But she withdrew from the gala because she was still in so much pain, which is spooky. And I hope she gets better.
yeah.
Um,
Hopefully she gets better.
and
She
then,
she did say she was like on painkillers the whole time and it was
yeah,
very uncomfortable. So
yeah,
she put on a good face.
yeah. Um, and then Fear Gibson, I thought, had two pretty strong skates. I still feel like their scoring, particularly in the free dance, is a little bit higher than I can understand, and particularly some of their foot. This is another thing, the footwork levels, and I definitely see a distinct difference in the way Lila skates the program outside of the step sequences versus when she gets in. She's very careful. I still think it's a little bit of a mystery where the levels that she's getting are coming from. But that said, can we get into the our favorite part of the dance event?
Oh my God, what is our favorite part of the dance
You've
event?
forgotten already?
I
It's
have
it's what you do in the middle of the night, Jackie. You,
of course. Um, for those of you who have not watched Yuka Orihara and Ivo Pyramid's free dance, you are in for a surprise, a treat, a train wreck. I
I
don't
mean,
know what you want to call it,
I had seen it and I was surprised. I
But
was like, oh my God, this is crazy.
to
It's still crazy.
to the point of character steps. Their character step is so unhinged to
It's
the
a slip and
point
slide.
to the to the point where in the middle of it, Yuka spins Yuho in like on his belly,
On the
and he
ice.
gets to a point where like on the ice where he gets to the point where he is perpendicular to her, and she basically like jump
Slides over him.
slides over him and then rolls
Flips him
over,
over.
and they go into their can, which if you've ever seen Moulin Rouge the movie or Moulin Rouge the musical, it is incredibly in character
Yeah.
with that music
That
and
seems crazy.
with the things that they do in both the movie and in the musical. So I know, like, taken out of context, it is like, WTF are they doing? But they are doing a character step in the way that the ISU have asked them to do it, which is, we're not judging you on difficulty. We are judging you on how you interpret this piece of music and the thing that you're doing. And in that sense, they are doing it perfectly.
Yeah.
But
10 out of 10.
it is also what I do in the middle of the night when I sleep.
No notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was funny because there was somebody on Twitter who said this is also what my cats do in the middle of the night,
Oh, yeah.
and then Yuka Orihara saw that and said, "I was inspired by my cats when."
Aw. She's so fun.
She's fun.
And Mark was talking about how she was an upcoming single skater from like Kaori Sakamoto's generation. And I was just thinking like how like fun she would be in singles. I mean, I'm glad she found dance because I feel like singles is not really a great vehicle for her like jubilant expression, and she's just found like the right partnership and discipline for herself. And if she doesn't get finished citizenship by some miracle and make it to Milan, I'm gonna be very, very upset
I know. She was 14th at Japanese Junior Nationals as a
Wow,
women's single skater.
for her.
This is in the Mawasada era, the late Mawasada era.
Wow. I have one more dance comment, and it's a complaint. And it is
When
directed
is it
at
not? When is it not?
Natalie Toshlarova and Piper Gillis. White dresses disappear. And I want to see color. And I can't see you. And the ice is white, and the boards are white, and you're white. And I want to compliment Caroline Green for wearing so many colors and looking so bright and colorful, and just like,
But
there we go.
I will say, when you are on Olympic ice, those colors there's a lot of color in the background on the
Oh, yeah, that's
Olympics.
true. We did see the boards are purple. They had
Yeah.
a promo video. Yeah, that's true.
It
The
is
ice is
it is
still
a
white
thing.
though.
The ice is still white, but it is a thing that at the Olympics I feel like the colors really become colors. Like, I think about Torino, it was like a dark background in Torino.
Oh
Pyeongchang, it
God.
was a dark, like a very deep purple. Beijing, it was like a deep-ish blue. Like, so there
I
could be a thing
remember
there.
okay, we're gonna have purple boards in Milan. We had purple in Pyeongchang. Do you
Yeah.
remember Savchenko and Massot wore those like very lilac purple, like light purple, and
Yes.
it looked so beautiful against the
Yes.
boards.
Yeah.
So if anyone needs like a free idea for their costumes, there you go.
Okay. So that was
Okay.
dance. Fear and Gibson win it, and their gold and their silver put them in the Grand Prix final. Charlene Grignard, Marco Fabri, silver, but obviously not silver the first time, so they won't make it back to the Grand Prix final unless a lot of crazy things happen, and they end up getting back on. So this set of ice dancers, it was just Fear and Gibson who have made it in. Reed and Amber Levicius are still sort of on the bubble, and we will see what happens in the next two events.
A lot of stuff could happen at Skate
A
America.
lot of things can happen. Yeah, yeah. This one, the ice dance, I think of all of them is probably the most intriguing in terms of who makes it, especially with the field, the crazy field that is at Finlandia.
I'm interested to see if the Shibutanis go because looking at what their scores were here and the people at Finlandia, they would be probably eighth in that field, maybe seventh. So,
It's crazy. Yeah, there's no propping up there for sure.
okay, now that we've spent 40 minutes on dance,
Let's go.
let's
Yeah, which is weird for me. Let's go to
you were into it
pairs.
today.
I am.
Okay.
Let's go to pairs. I mean, just another plug for Orihara and Pyrenin's free dance. Go watch it. Okay, so pairs. Kanti Machi, as we expected, won, but did not not as we expected, won by only a point.
Pavlova Sviatchenko skated two really
So
strong
good.
programs here. Their only mistake that I remember was that Maria popped her second double axel in her three jump sequence. If she had done a double axel, they would have
They would have
won.
won. Yeah.
She's never going to do another single axel for the rest of her life. You know she's mad about it.
So they get second. Sui and Han with a brilliant short program.
Brilliant.
They look like a totally different team in the
Mhm.
short, and then they looked more like what we saw at Cup of China in the free. And Nagaoka Moriguchi over 200 points. I mean, I was saying how like this was more of a mediocre Grand Prix. The pairs were very good.
Out of this world.
This top four was like, oh my goodness, they just skated so well. And for
Not
me, Michelle, you're gonna kill me for saying this. Nagaoka Moriguchi should have won the bronze.
You know, you're just out here antagonizing me. They did have some mistakes in their free skate that I thought were appropriately penalized, but I mean, they were incredible. That triple loop, double axle they did in their free skate was out of this world.
Yeah.
It made me think if Duhamel Radford were still going, would Megan have Eric out here doing triple lutz, double axle, double axle? Yes,
Oh,
probably.
absolutely. Megan would just go and learn a triple axel at this point.
Yeah.
She'd be
Yeah.
like, "What can I do?"
Yeah, the ice coverage and the power Nagaoka and Moriguchi have is it always takes my breath away to the point where I'm a little nervous when they come out of lifts because they're so fast. I mean, her head was like an inch from the boards in the short
That
program.
lift in the short program, I was
Yeah,
like, "No, no, 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 no,
yeah.
no! What's happening?"
There was another one in the free skate. I was like, you
Oh,
guys, this is
yeah,
like
yeah.
be careful.
And
Um,
it's not as if they go down the center of the ice for a lot of their
mhm,
lifts. They go down the
yeah,
other side so that they can
yeah.
have more. Oh, it's, yeah, totally.
I mean, if they get to the point where they can start doing like regular performances that level and skate clean in the short and really strong free skate, I mean, they're gonna be on more podiums than we'd expect.
Absolutely,
They're out of this
absolutely.
world.
Their big issue is that the throws are still not that comfortable for them
Yeah.
in terms of the landings, and so when that happens, and then when they have side by side jump problems, that completely takes them out of the picture.
Mm-hmm.
And that didn't happen here, which was good. But like you saw in the two competitions between Kinoshita and this one, like they had issues in both of them, and they just didn't score nearly as well. So um, that is the stuff that happens. Sui and Han, those two lifts at the end. Oof,
Yeah, they're not there yet,
they're
but
not.
they have a couple months. They have time. They'll get there. I mean, that short program should tell you like they can get
That
there.
short program was so much better.
That step sequence at the end gave me chills. I mean, just Wenjing's face and like the way she moves her head and just the way that the two of them were moving through that choreography, chills.
Yeah. I,
Come back to us.
I have not, I still have not been able to get into the free skate because the program or the music is fairly repetitive.
Yeah.
It almost, it, for me, maybe it's because I'm always just like a little bit nervous for them right now in free
Mm-hmm.
skates because I'm like, when are you going to run out of steam?
Yeah.
And I'm not maybe thinking about it as I should be, but um, it doesn't have the impact. And Kirsten Moore Towers was talking about how her favorite Sway and Han program of all time is the version one of Bridge Over Troubled Water, and she's so
Mm.
right about that one.
Yeah.
That like I think about that program, I think about this program, and I'm like, we're not close in terms of
Yeah.
impact, but hopefully it continues to grow. They have 1, 2, 3 months. They have 3 months for Song Han to go and run a marathon
Get those lifts
and
up.
train and train that free skate. So we'll see where that goes. But they were having trouble with the things that we thought they would have trouble with, which are the side by sides
Mm-hmm.
and the lifts at the end. And that
Mm-hmm.
that reverse
Side
lasso,
by
oof.
side by sides were not bad at this event, though. I mean, Wenjing stood up on the Sao, was under rotated, but she stood up,
Yeah,
and they're getting that combo out, the triple toe, double axle, which is like crazy.
which I'm so surprised about, given
Mm-hmm.
that they were having
He's
trouble doing triple toe, double toe back in
yeah,
the day.
yeah. On the on the other hand, we had the two American teams in fifth and sixth who were 0 for 6 on their jumping passes
I
in this
mean,
competition.
doubling their jumps was like a thing for
Hmm.
them.
And the poor Kovalev's Camille had a bad fall on her triple toe in the short and appeared to dislocate her shoulder. And then the French doctor tried to push it back in while she was still standing on the ice, which I was alarmed by, but I learned is maybe proper procedure based on how quick you're supposed to put the shoulder back in the socket.
Yeah.
Educate us, Jackie.
Well, so this is coming from somebody who has dislocated both of his elbows. One was a figure skating fall, actually,
Mm.
not dissimilar to what Kami did. I have naturally hyperextended elbows, and so they're prone to dislocation. Um, but basically, the doctors have told me that like when you dislocate something, the quicker you can get it back, the less damage
Mm.
you do to the joint. Now they could have just said that to me because they wanted to like get it over with because I was screaming in pain. But who knows? I'm not sure. But that is that is what it was told to me. I do have I did have a thought when he was trying to pop it back in that they were like, maybe if we popped it back in fast enough, you could just take the 5 point deduction and go and
Oh
finish
God.
the short program. And she was like, no, like she literally was like,
Yeah.
no, this is not happening. I am not
Yeah.
skating through this. Um,
Good for
so
her.
yeah, good for her. Which dislocated joints are hard. Um, it really depends. I don't know if it could have been fully dislocated. It could have been more of like a hyperextension or something. I don't know. Um, but sometimes it takes you a while to get back from it. I mean, Yuko Kawaguchi dislocated her shoulder multiple times, and it
She
got to the
dislocated it on Olympic ice and
she
popped back in and kept going.
she. I mean, that's the thing, right? There are some people who dislocate those joints often enough that
Hmm.
you just get it back in and you just keep going because that's what you do. Like we saw Adam Rapon dislocate his shoulder
Hmm.
at Skate America in
In
Lake
Lake Placid.
Placid. Oy, in Lake Placid and pop it back in and do a rest of his program.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw Todd Eldridge dislocate his elbow in like 1995 at Skate America in the warm up and then come back and like win the competition. Sometimes it's okay, but if it's the first time you're dislocating something, it's a lot to deal with,
Hmm.
and it hurts, and it's weird because you're like, why is my arm going in the wrong direction?
I've not experienced this and I hope I never will.
No, please don't. It's not
Okay.
fun. Nothing fun about it.
I'm a lot less tough than Yuko Kawaguchi.
I mean,
A
90,
lot less. A
99,
lot less.
99% of the world is a lot less tough than Yuko
Yeah.
Kawaguchi. Okay, well, so that's mostly the pairs. Conti Machi get the win, and with what they had a silver, right, in France or China, one of those. Um, with there it is, with their silver in
Yeah. Silver in
China.
China.
Yeah, they end up in the Grand Prix final. They join
Hmm.
Stellato Deschamps, and they win the tiebreaker. It doesn't really matter. They both make it. So those are two of your six. Pavlova Spiachenko has an 11 and a 13, so they have 24 points. out of the two competitions that they were in. They are in on the bubble, kind of like Reed and
They should get
Blevicius.
in.
If you look at the rest of the event, I mean, basically, there needs to be two. They need to be beaten only by three, right?
Mm-hmm.
Miura Kihara, Metelkina Barulova both won their events, and so luckily for Pavlova Sviatchenko, they face off this week at Skate America
Mm-hmm.
versus Hasse Volodin, Cam O'Shea, who have 13 and 11. They'll be at Finlandia, and so they have a pretty good shot, I would say. Pavlova
Mm-hmm.
Sviatchenko.
Yeah.
They're sort of in that medium potential of getting into the Grand Prix final.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the great pairs. Let's talk about the men.
Okay.
It was like the tale of two skaters and the rest of them,
Yeah.
because I mean Shun Sato, really. It was a tale of Shun Sato.
Yeah.
He was so
Yeah.
good.
I feel like my appreciation and enjoyment of this event was clouded by my concern for Junwan Cha, who skated an absolutely beautiful short program and then just imploded in the free skate. And when his pants like strapped onto his boots, but when he'd like stretch, you could almost see some tape. And I'm sure someone on Twitter did a better job of analyzing this, but I think he's in some very taped up old boots. Whatever's going on with his boots is not been solved, and I hope that someone is figuring it out. Maybe he should like call Jason and be like, "Tell me what you did. I'm going to do the same thing." Because like, help. The
Yeah.
Olympics are coming. We need him. And
Help
it's like
us.
I
Help
want
us
to
right.
see him do well. And I'm very frustrated. I'm sure he's frustrated too, but I'm worried about it for him because it's like, this is like his third Olympics and we want him to have a great competition and you know, it's frustrating.
I know. So frustrating. His short program was really, really well done. I mean, you watched it and you were like, okay, maybe he's back.
Yeah.
But it's just, I do think the gauntlet of having to do the quad sow and then the quad toe for
Hmm.
him in both programs, right? I mean, one of the reasons I think his short program was better was that he took out the quad toe,
Yeah,
and he
maybe.
kind of had to feel like just less pressure of doing both of them.
Hmm.
But yeah, I always feel like when he gets in his head with the quad toe, because when he lands it, it's beautiful. When he doesn't, it's a mess when
Hmm.
he doesn't land it.
Yeah.
So you're always kind of like holding your breath for it. But the free skate, you could just kind of tell in the middle of it, he's sort of lost his like, because he has this performance quality about him, especially when
Hmm.
he skates things really well, that you're just like you're always engrossed in what he's giving you. And in the
Yeah.
middle of that free skate, I just felt like it like very slightly. And for everybody else, it's like they're still skating your heart out, right? But for him,
Hmm.
it felt like something of a letdown, and he's sort of like, okay, let me think about the next thing. So
Yeah. Yeah. There was the Junibauer hit a little bit less
I
hard than it
know,
usually does because he
I
was
know.
just trying to get through it. Um, yeah. I mean, just watching him in that short and just the way the power he generates when he just strokes and then the way he was going through that footwork, it's like you see what those programs could be and how special they could be, and um,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, totally. On the other end of the spectrum,
Hmm.
you alerted us of this for the preview show. Jimmy Ma's Rudy
Oh yeah.
Galindo inspired It's Raining Men, Macho Man, and YMCA free skate
Crazy.
is going to be my favorite thing at Nationals.
And the
I
shirt.
like I watched 4 minutes of that program, and I was just like grinning from ear to ear, just
Yeah.
like watching him do this. As I was just like, I can't believe
Hmm.
I'm witnessing this right now. And who better to do that program than Jimmy Ma?
Yeah. It's like a Stars on Ice program. He's just entertaining the crowd and jumping occasionally. Yeah. And the shirt was crazy. I mean, like, yeah.
I mean, it reminded me of, I mean, Nobunari Oda did a YMCA program where like the
Oh,
Japanese
yeah.
crowd,
He would
like,
do it in the spin.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
and there were definitely like he, Jimmy was saying that it was a Rudy Galindo inspired program.
Mm.
There were absolutely things in there like the hip thrusts that came
Mm-hmm.
out of the Rudy Galindo YMCA program that
Mm-hmm.
he is paying tribute to, and
Aw.
like I love that we see this kind of like, you know, this is like the opposite of generational trauma. This is like generational like inheritance that Jimmy
Mm-hmm.
is providing to us from the 90s. So I enjoyed it. I mean, he didn't skate his best.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of squandered an
New program.
opportunity. It's a new
Yeah.
program. But you know, if he's gonna go out, he's gonna go out with a bang. And he thought
Mm-hmm.
he figured that that bang was not going to be Nessun Dorma, and it was going to be YMCA. So good on
Mm-hmm.
him.
Yeah.
Okay, should we talk about the gold and silver medalists?
Yes, please.
Yuma Kageyama skates a flawless short program, with the
Mm-hmm.
exception of an invalid camel spin.
Oh my God, the spin. It was like, dude, he just overshot it.
Yeah,
He did those two glorious quads and then like blows his camel
I
spin.
know, I know.
But he still got like a 98, so
No,
that's
yeah,
hopeful.
he got a 98. I mean, if he lost like 5 points on that spin, and then he
Yeah.
also then put his hand down on in the step sequence, and like
Mm-hmm.
I'm the, a more lenient or a stricter panel would have called that a fall. He didn't put
Mm-hmm.
his weight on his hand,
Mm-hmm.
but still, so all of that he would have been like a 105
Mm-hmm.
with that short program. It was very good. The free skate continues to be really good. Just that one fall on the
Quad
quad
toe.
toe.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to hang on to a bunch of stuff, but he fought through that whole program. So,
Yeah.
you know, it could have been worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Shun
It's a decent
Sato,
outing.
Shun Sato,
Shun, Hurricane Shun. He's on a roll. He was great.
he's on a roll. And frankly, if he continues to skate like this, he is firmly in the conversation for an Olympic medal.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see how his coach reacts to that.
I mean, if he ends up on the podium at the Olympics, his coach will explode. Like
Yeah.
implode, explode, one of those. Like something is going to happen with like a chemical
Yeah.
reaction in his coach's brain, and like we'll never see the end of it. It's he's so excited, and he was
I
excited
wonder
about
if he'll
this.
let us mic him. We need to.
It's like the Steven Nedorosek moment
Mm-hmm.
for Japanese men.
You're really into
Um,
gymnastics today.
I know. That's two gymnastics references.
Yeah.
Um, stand over in the corner for my double layout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Yuma Kageyama takes the title. Shun Sato with a gold and a silver does qualify for the Grand Prix final, and just he is 70% of the way there for the Olympic
Mm-hmm.
spot. He just needs to have a solid nationals, a good. If he has a very good Grand Prix final, he's
Mm-hmm.
almost there. And I think the crazy thing for me is that Shun Sato in his 3 or 4 competitions this season, he's been consistent,
Mm-hmm.
which is different than what we've seen from him in recent years. So
Mm-hmm.
excited to see that continue to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, so many
Want to
things.
go on to the women?
A couple other things I want to just say here.
Oh yeah. Okay. Go for it.
Lucas Britschke gets the bronze. Boyang Jin continues to do his thing.
He skated well
He
here.
did.
He was
He
very
did.
clean.
His
I still can't with that music, but
his friend his free skate is still a lot of skating around circles. Uh,
Yeah, on two
but
feet.
all you need to, all he needs to do to get to the Olympics is to just land a bunch of jumps. So like,
Yeah,
if that's his goal, and
yeah,
like it's not like he's gonna be a contender for a medal. Good on him. I don't think he's far from that Olympic berth. Matteo Rizzo, we talked about this last week. He wanted to have a good skate here to get his points up. Uh, Not that this competition had hurt him, because it's just not among the top two scores he's going to count. It certainly doesn't help him. He wanted something in the 250s and nothing there.
yeah. He has some lower scores this season. It's like he doesn't have a lot of scores to pick from.
Yeah, exactly. So there's that, and then Andrew Torgashev
Oh yeah.
just imploded in the free skate. This was the worst competition of the season for him. So
Short was rough too.
yeah, I mean, if we talk about the pecking order for the men right now, for the U.S. men for that third spot, it is firmly right now Tomoki Iwatashi and Maxim Naumov at the top. Max obviously only has had that one strong competition. Tomoki has had multiple. Andrew Torgashev is sort of trending down, but still he's got one of the top scores. And then you got Jacob Sanchez, and then you got Jimmy Ma. So it will be among those five. I don't see Camden Pulkinen coming back this season, given.
Really?
I mean, we haven't heard a peep from him.
Yeah.
So I don't
Does he go
know.
by to nationals?
I think he does. He was fifth last year,
Okay.
right? Or something like that.
It's all a
So,
blur.
I know. Let's keep hoping, but right now it's those five for the fifth spot, or for the third spot.
Camden was third at nationals.
Third
last
at
year.
nationals. There you go. There you
So
go.
he does have a bye.
Yeah.
Okay. Less up.
Okay, let's go to the women, because if we're gonna finish on a high note, we're gonna finish with Kaori Sakamoto. Kaori, both the short program and the free skate, she comes and saves the day.
Absolutely incredible.
Oh,
The look on her face when she took the ice for her free skate, she was so focused. And she just laid it down. It was fantastic.
she did.
Beautiful
Oh.
Olympic warm up.
The last time we see Kaori Sakamoto in a Grand Prix, that is not a Grand Prix final, and she knew it.
Yeah.
She took it all in. The fans took it all in. It was all there. And Midori Ito gave her her gold medal. So
And a
good.
hug.
And a hug. So good. She wins it by 27 points.
Let's go. Let's go.
And now has the highest score of the season, just a little bit over Ami Nakai's total score at Grand Prix de France. So she makes it to the Grand Prix final. Sofia Samodelkina, who had to wait and see for this Grand Prix spot, comes in and
Yeah.
takes the silver.
This is her only event. She may
Exactly.
get another one. She's on the list, but
Yeah.
I was impressed with how she backloaded her free skate. I feel like we don't see that as much anymore. She had two triples planned. She made a mistake on the second one and didn't get the jump on, so she just threw a triple toe onto the back of her triple loop. Well done. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. She was so delighted with her medal. It was cute.
She was.
And I don't know how, but Kazakhstan got Rafael Aratunian to attend this event with her, which was fun to see him.
I mean, yeah. Raf came and worked with both her and Andrew Torgashev. Two very different experiences at NHK Trophy.
Yeah.
Luna Hendricks had a comeback of sorts from the short program, a little bit similar to what we saw at the qualifying event in Beijing,
Yeah.
where the short was tight and then the free skate was perfectly fine.
I didn't even recognize her in the short program. She just really had a rough outing.
Yeah.
But I think that thanks to this field being a bit weaker and others having rough outings, she was only fourth in the short program, which was just kind of crazy. I feel like at France she would have been way down there.
I mean, the
Yeah.
short program, it was like we were talking about the the other week where
Mm-hmm.
whichever competition a week ago or 2 weeks ago, almost
Mm-hmm.
everybody scored over a 60 points, or everybody scored over 60
Yeah.
points. And here we had 8 of the 10 score over 60 points, and a lot that was worse.
Mm-hmm.
So the level of this competition was just so much different than the others. I mean, Samadelkina was second with a 67.75, and at least Lynn Gracie was eighth with a 60.62. So it was
Mm-hmm.
very bunched in that middle group.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, it was great to see Luna Hendricks have that comeback. It was great to see Young Yu have a good free skate, have a good competition overall. It was great to
Mm-hmm.
see Sarah Everhart after getting hosed last week, coming back. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, frankly, just a couple of weird mistakes for her, like that triple loop fall in the short program was
Yeah.
completely uncharacteristic. And then for some reason, she's hating the sow this year. Um, that
She
sow's
made
not
some
working.
interesting comments in the mix zone. In the mix zone, she said that she felt like she took her training last year for granted and hasn't been working quite as hard this year, and that these two back-to-back experiences and mistakes she's made have like ignited this fire. And she's like, "I'm going to train harder. I want to win." I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, to kind of let up on the gas in the Olympic season, but she's hasn't been in it for that long. It's sort of an interesting, and it's I think impressive that she's aware of that and speaking openly about it much.
I mean, the couple of times that I've talked to her, she's a very
Mm-hmm.
self-aware skater, and
Mm-hmm.
very reflective on the things that she should and can improve on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's partially why you see these like different vehicles for her. I mean, I know the Poor Things free skate is
Mm-hmm.
like not everybody's cup of tea, but she's pushing herself to a different kind of choreographic level that
Mm-hmm.
helps her improve. And like there's a little bit of kind of Lindsay Thorngren, kind of that feeling from her, because Lindsay Thorngren,
Mm-hmm.
there was that whole thing with her about like not being a very musical skater, and she deliberately took very different pieces of music, very different kinds of choreography, worked with people that would push her to a different level, right?
Mm-hmm.
And did that. And so I think I see a little bit of that in Sarah Everhart. Um, Yuna Aoki, oh gosh, sixth. I, she could be so good if she
Yeah.
could get those jumps, and she is so good. But the consistency of those jumps just has not been there. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it always starts with that combo. It's like if that combo goes well, I feel like the rest of the skate is going to be good. And then if the combo doesn't go well, it's like, oh, you're kind of done. So we'll see where she goes with the rest of the
Yeah.
season, because she's now twice said, I'm going to retire. And then, just kidding, not going to retire,
Yeah.
um, just to give her a shot at that Olympic team. And
Yeah.
not quite there.
Mm-hmm.
Do we need to talk about Wakaba? Because I don't want to talk about
Yeah.
Wakaba.
Um, it was really Wakaba's programs are awesome. They're
So
so
good.
well choreographed. And I mean, even down to the costumes were great. And I love just her presence on the ice and her performance and like the way she goes through those footwork sequences. Whatever's going on with her foot injury, I really hope she's okay and not like pushing herself too hard.
Yeah.
It looked like she was very emotional finishing her free skate at this competition because I'm thinking it's her last Grand Prix, her last NHK trophy at least. We'll see if she comes to Skate America this week. I hope she does because I really want to see her, but you know,
Same.
I hope she takes care of herself. I loved her Wonder Woman free skate, seeing it, at a Grand Prix. It's a great vehicle for her.
Can I say both of those costumes are phenomenal? I
Yeah,
love
10 out
those
of
two.
10. They're
Yeah.
fantastic. Yeah,
Materia did a great job with those.
yeah,
And
she
the
did.
Wonder Woman free skate costume was a nod to one of her earlier costumes, back when she was a junior, I think.
Hmm.
Uh, like kind of a similar look and feel, even with like the headpiece. So
I
um,
love a headpiece. Love it.
when done well.
Yeah. I mean, I love them all. I mean, Isa Mambiekova is my like touchstone for like iconic headpieces, but I always
Wow.
appreciated Tatiana Navka's headbands. Yeah.
Isa.
Isa was a legend.
Isa. Oh,
She works for the Kazakh team now. I think she's like one of the team leaders they have at events and
that was that
stuff.
right?
And I see her once in a while. I'm like, I remember you. I know who you are. Yeah.
I,
And
I,
speaking of Kazakhstan, Samodelkina, this is the first medal for a Kazakh woman on the Grand Prix, I believe.
yep.
Yeah, because Tursunbayeva never won a
Tursunbayeva never
Grand Prix
won.
medal.
She won a world silver medal, but didn't win anything else.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was the one that mattered.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Let me just finish with Wakaba just very quickly,
Okay, go for it.
which is I felt like, jumps aside, her speed and power in those two programs was as good, if not better, than I'd seen in the past. She was flying,
Hmm.
just flying across the ice for both of those programs, and you love to see that. And like there were some glimpses of good stuff from her in the free skate. Um, she's not getting the kind of rotation that she has been known for, and so you saw those under rotations come back to haunt her. So we'll see where she is this week at Skate America, but fingers crossed. Just like to skate, just like to see her do a clean short with a triple lutz triple toe and or double
Hmm.
toe, and just like let's
Hmm.
call it that.
Hmm. She's the defending Skate America champion.
Oh my gosh, she is. I forgot about that.
That was a great start to the season last year.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, that was NHK Trophy. So much for that competition, but also like there was a lot. There was a lot that we have been very spoiled about over the past few
Hmm.
weeks, and we're going to Lake Placid for Skate America this week. There are two Grand Prix competitions remaining until we get to the final, and we know when we get to the final, it means it's crunch time for everybody.
Hmm.
Oh, and then the Olympics are right around the corner. So, like, we're about to like turn the corner, and this hurricane is going to hit us in the face.
We're going to be eating pasta before you know it.
So excited for all the pasta.
Oh my gosh, you're going to be absolutely unleashed in Milan with all their fancy coffee.
I mean, I'm already scoping it out so that I can get my coffee at the beginning of
Hmm.
the day so that I don't have to deal with
Hmm.
it. I mean, I still don't know how I went through Pyeongchang and Beijing. Actually, no, I take that back. I had those like uh, instant-ish coffees that I brought with me to Beijing that were actually pretty good. But
I
nothing.
learned how to use the coffee maker in our catering in Pyeongchang because I made you coffees a couple
Oh,
times.
you
I don't drink
did.
coffee, so I didn't know how, but I learned how to do
You
it. So,
did. Oh,
yeah.
oh yeah. Excited for the coffee in Milan. Okay, what are we
Mhm.
obsessed about this week, Michelle?
Hmm. You know, I texted you something that I thought I was going to say, but I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna say Green and Parsons, and
Oh,
their awesome skating quality and both of the programs here and the way they skated them. I was here for it. It was great, and I was really into their free dance.
their free dance. I love their free dance. They
Hmm.
they have a way of
Thank you,
doing.
Jean Luc.
They have a way of doing these like kind of off the beaten path, sort of beautiful non-vocal vocalist pieces
Hmm.
of music that like
Hmm.
it's them. It's like they just there's
Hmm.
just like their stamp all over this kind of program, and you see a Green Parsons program when you see it, and it's
Hmm.
it's it's fun.
Hmm.
um I mean, I've been obsessed with both of these things for all weekend. It's going to be the same things, which is Orihara and Piranen's character step sequence and Jimmy Ma's free skate. Go watch it.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen either of those, they will put a smile on your face or you will be horrified. I don't know. One of those things will happen. Um, but it's the Japanese crowd loved all of it. So,
Hmm.
and we love a Japanese crowd.
Uh, so Orihara and Puritan have a couple choreographers listed on their bio, and I'm not sure who exactly choreographed their free dance. But Massimo Scali is one of the people listed, and I'm assuming he will be at nationals and with the Lissa and with the Shibutanis. So I'm going
And,
to find him and I'm going to find out
and Skate
how that came
America.
to be.
And Skate
Oh, will he
America.
beat? Oh yeah, he'll beat Skate America. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to find him this week.
Uh,
We're going to get the tea. We're going to bring you guys an update.
if not, I'm texting Masi right now. If he's not going to be there.
Yeah.
Um,
Are
okay.
you responsible?
Did you do this?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's it for this week's Rocker Skating Podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you continue to enjoy the greatness that is the Grand Prix series this year. If my analytics are any indication, I feel like every week more and more people are tuning in. Even this crazy week where like we had for North America something overnight, like the obviously the Japanese fans are there, but also like the numbers are going up for all of these competitions, and we're all ready. We're ready for the second half of the season where lots of things are going to happen. So, um, well, Michelle and I are going to get ready for our long trips to Lake Placid.
So long.
Michelle has to take a red eye flight and then drive up. The only thing I'm doing is driving up. So, and it's going to snow.
Yeah. It's going to be beautiful. Getting there is going to be awful, but once we're there, it's going to be absolutely magical and beautiful.
Can we please no flies on the ice and no dislocated anything, please, this time
Keep your
around?
shoulders in your sockets.
Please, no dislocations. I beg. Okay, well, this week, stay tuned. I think we're going to have a Tuesday night preview show given our travel schedules. So we'll talk about that. Jean-Luc Baker and I are once again going to be live with our practice cam commentary. That will happen Thursday and Friday, or maybe just Thursday. I'm not sure. We're still figuring out our schedule, but lots to come. And we're excited for a very different kind of busy week because Michelle and I will be in person on site at Skate America. Okay, for Michelle Ellis, this is Jackie Wong, Chief Skate Nerd of rockerskating.com. Oh, and I'm going to be hard launching my rocker skating special edition Olympic pins soon. So I'm excited about that. Okay. As always, we're sponsored by John Wilson Blades, and we are edited and produced by Tara Nichols. Hi, Tara. We will talk to you again soon. Bye.